right. So, like I was saying yesterday, I was going to try and get going on the live streams again. That was pretty fun. So, just be sort of like oh, for crying out loud. Hold on. Should have been more prepared, huh? All right. Hmm. Hold on. Hey, what's up, everybody? President Belichick. So, we were going to talk about that was some start, huh? All right. I gave people a few moments to get here. It's really what we were looking for. Oh, cool. The live chat will show up there anyhow. Perfect. Don't need the video. I don't have to look at my stupid mug. What's up? What's up? So, before I get looking at this too much, I will, because inevitably there will be like 3 or 4 people that will come here looking for a Buckeyes recap. So, this is your Buckeyes recap. I'm sorry I already wasted a minute. You can watch this and then you can get out of here because we'll just dedicate the very beginning to it. And look, if you're a Penn State fan, you got to feel like that holding call on Harrison that brought back the scoop and score. While it was indeed a hold, I mean, you could say that hold maybe even led to the whole thing, but that one really had to hurt. Just Penn State's inability to do anything on third down all day. And then the 72-yard punt, they had just their defense was just completely smashing Ohio State, pushing them backwards, pushing them backwards. Looks like they're going to get great field position. I think maybe it was 10-6 at that point. And then they kind of mess up the punt recovery or punt, whatever you want to call that. He didn't give a fair catch. The ball goes over his head. It ends up being a 72-yard punt for Ohio State. Just kind of squashed any momentum that Penn State did actually have at the time. And then over to Ohio State, the bright spot obviously being Marvin Harrison. He had another big game. And then McCord just good enough when he needs to be. The offensive line still just continues to struggle. They just have no running game. I think they average about 2.5 yards a carry today. They do the thing where they bring in Devin Brown because at least maybe there's a slight threat that he's going to throw the ball. And he's injured. He only runs the ball twice today, one of them an injury. I did not get necessarily an update on him. I don't know if they had said throughout the rest of the game or not. But even with Mayan Williams back in there, I mean, I think he had whatever, 50 or 60 yards, but it looked like every time he carried the ball, it was for -1 or 2 yards. And I mean, all the way to the end, they were just like, we have to run the ball. We have to be able to run the ball. So they were at least pretending they could run it. I mean, I get it, but I mean, man. So, and it's not just because Henderson's not in there. Then there was penalties. I mean, so it was another frustrating game. 2012 final score. Really felt like felt more like a 20-6 game. Once the Buckeyes went up 20-6, that really felt like that was the end of the game there. Like I said, Harrison, another big game. 11 catches, 162 yards. Got the 1 touchdown in. Possibly keeping his name in the Heisman race. And Ohio State somehow gets to 7-0, doing it a lot with defense. JT, another big game against Penn State. And then Penn State on offense just couldn't do anything on third or fourth down, really. Quarterback under 50%. Just not a lot going on offense for them either, really. So we'll take it. Rich Franklin now 1 win. That one big, huge win in 2016. Turns out has not been able to get a W against Ohio since then. So we'll see. Yeah, they also got Ogletree, though, Otter Creek. I got to say, that was a steal. That might have been the steal of that draft getting Drew Ogletree. It was all Chris Ballard. All right, so now we can move on. That'll officially end the Ohio State recap if that's what you were here for. Hey, what's up, Michael? Man, I've really tried on Horn and Steam. Just not necessarily my thing. But who knows? Who knows? Time will keep on something. Yeah, man, he's not having a very good. I mean, I don't know. It's like now with these new teams joining the Big Ten, Penn State, like at least most years, they're like, look, we're still one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the Big Ten. Not looking good for old Rich Franklin. All right, so did anybody listen to any of the Halloween shows today? Probably won't go too long here as we're firing this one up. Spud, where's Spud? Oh, yeah, where is Spud? I don't know, man. I did tell him it would be later. Hey, what's up, Dan Z? Dan Z, I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like maybe you were not a big part of the 2020 streams. Started around mid-March, ended around mid-April, and about every day. Every now and then, like they say, a blind squirrel, huh, Otter? Even a blind otter gets a fish from. They can still smell. Maybe it's the squirrel's much better. I don't know, Michael. I don't understand, And I can't tell if, like, look, if this is all very legitimate, but it certainly didn't help when all this started. When it appeared, Stefanski just totally threw him under the bus. He's like, I don't know. The doctor said he was fine. Now they're back to like, oh, he's a full participant in practice. But I also keep reminding myself when that bonehead Baker Mayfield tried to play through a shoulder injury. So, yeah, you were here for them, right, Michael? Yep. Nice. Yeah, I just don't some people I mean I guess I could I should have known Dan Z, of course. I always remember Dan Z being a big commenter, but I don't necessarily remember. I don't remember you from the live chats, Dan Z. Sorry about that. And you were probably there. I remember that one guy, Loco. Hey DH, what's up, man? It's been a tough go against the Buckeyes, huh? Take it though. That 2016 loss still stings. And the game at one point today, I was like, man, this seems like Ohio State's going to get him at the end. Well, yeah, what is the HFT? Every now and then, I remember it's always so surreal. Every now and then, not too often, but I'll check out the Illusion if he's streaming live. Yeah, there you go, Michelle too, and I see Dan Z in there. I'm like, whoa, it's Dan Z. Help. Yeah, probably so. Otter Creek. No guarantees, but probably so. Yeah. Um, yeah, like last week, several people, including you, Michael, I think were asking like, "What's up with the Browns recap?" Like I was mostly just like you said, laying around, still recovering from being sick, watching the game, so I wasn't necessarily ready to rock. And then there at the end, I could have obviously grabbed my phone and hit record, except my dad had already called me, and we were both like, "Oh man, they're gonna blow this, aren't they? He's gonna take them right down the field." And he kind of did, and then he missed the field goal. So we were both kind of in disbelief. We were waiting for a penalty or something, looking at a replay. Like he definitely missed it. Just didn't seem like those games. Those games just never really go the Browns' way. So finally, one did. And yeah, like that game today at 10-6, I was just like, oh no. I think maybe even at 13-6, the Buckeyes passed on a field goal, and I was like, oh no, they left it at a 7-point game. Or maybe it was 10-6 and they could. I don't remember, but I remember at one point I was like, oh no, they're just leaving the door open just enough. But then finally at 20-6, that about did it. Well, like I said, I did tell Spud it would be much later, and then mostly it probably will be if I do get back into the groove of this. Although it might be a little different doing it too late, because back then, like nobody had anything to do or go or work or anything. So let's see here. I'm just gonna scroll back through. Oh, nice, Steve Plotz. I missed you. You did say you were listening to the Halloween '96 show, huh? That's the one I should have started with. And before Halloween, I will re-listen to that Chilling Thrilling. Perhaps I'm a little biased because I was there, but yep. Thanks for tuning in, Michelle. Appreciate it. Yeah, got Dan Z and DH here. Yeah, they were fun, right, DH? Was that the year you? No, it wouldn't have been. Oh, that's right. There was no tournament that year. It would have been the following year. I was like, is that the year you won the F Zappa 20 tournament thing we had here? But I think that was the following year because that's the year it got canceled. Oh, nice. You got some fish bobbleheads, huh? Nice. Just each guy in the band. They could do a bobblehead for each song, maybe like certain songs. The cab drivers. It does seem like somebody's going to get them. I just can't imagine you having ultimately an ultra successful season when you can't run the ball. I know they've always kind of leaned on the pass, and even with the receivers they have, even Stover turning into a monster. Ah, nice. Yep, he sure did. DH. That was the. I don't know. Is that a real big reward? Ooh, Bama down 20-7 at halftime, huh? Interesting. A lot of Tennessee fans here in this Dayton area. It's weird. Or maybe not a lot, but maybe there is a lot because it's kind of noticeable. You see the stickers on the trucks and whatnot. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Dan Z. The Cavs fought bobbleheads, huh? Like it. Henrietta with the Viking helmet. That's a good one. I appreciate it. Thanks for always stopping by, Otter Creek. I remember you back in those 2020 streams, too. I guess maybe not surprised, Shane. I'm not surprised they beat them, but after a little bit into the game, the way it was playing out, if I were to have placed a wager late in the second quarter, it probably would have been for Penn State. Usually not a ton of need for it around here, at least, Michelle. Once or twice, every now and then, somebody shows up and gets a little out of hand. But also, if I have the desktop pulled up like I do now, I can quickly kind of get over to the mute or the timeout or something like that. Oh, Mike with the old hairdo, huh? There's very little evidence of it, but I've heard and I believe that there was a tour where Mike had, old 90s Mike hair, and he wore a wig over top of his actual hair that looked exactly like his hair, though. Just made it a little bit thicker and bigger, I guess. It's always interesting. So, what we got here? Yeah, it seems about like that was always around the magic number, too. About every time back then, even when I would look up, it seemed like it would always between 15 and 30 people. They would some come, some go. That one night I remember getting really bored and just trying to get everybody. I was like, I'm going to outlast you guys. By the end of this, I want 0 viewers. It was a bad call, though, because ultimately a couple of people were like, man, I could just leave this on and go to bed. You would never know. They got me. Yeah, that talking headset was great. It's kind of big for the band, too, really, going forward. That, and then right after that, the Farmhouse album. I know they necessarily don't sound like they would go together, but just some of the things and guys Trey was working with. So that was definitely a very important time for what was going to happen in the future. I've never seen that picture, I don't think, Dan Z. All right, where were we? Okay, we're only at about 13 minutes. I thought here for night one, it was kind of like those 2020 streams too. Early on, I just kind of like eased into it. I think they were originally, we'll have to come up with a name for this too. Those started out as sports replacement therapy. I know they totally do, right? I don't think, I guess I can never tell. They give you some pretty good analytics here on YouTube, but I don't believe I'm a turn this guy on and go to bed type of channel. I definitely have done that and do that. Mary definitely does that. Maybe it's happened accidentally or so, but yeah, I think we're going to try. It might not be as consistent as those were, but I'm going to try anyhow. DH, yeah. Because when Fish isn't on tour, that was probably the most fun thing that's ever happened on this channel. I don't know. Just regular old videos about my cat or what I've done today. Those are fun, and some people watch them and enjoy them. Boom. Appreciate it, Otter Creek. We will be here. And usually if it's something like that, I'll try to get in somewhat quickly after the game. And then if it's a day where there's just whatever, just be a totally open-ended live stream, those probably would be later at night. Even though I'm not necessarily, usually it was like back then while I wasn't working, I was working a night job. So it just felt natural. Like, even though I wasn't coming home from work, it felt like it, just seemed like a late night kind of channel back then. A lot of almost all the Fish recaps, always late night, so it's always felt like kind of a late night channel. I have started to a little bit DH. I just wanted to, I know it sounds weird, but I just wanted to get clear of those Nutter Center shows. It just would have been weird if I'd have got a job like a month before that and been like, oh, by the way, I need these couple days off to go to these concerts. I just didn't feel, I mean, I know it's totally a thing you can do, but I don't know. That didn't seem like, I just want to get past all of this. The worst case scenario, they'd be like, ooh, I don't know if we can do that. You're either just going to have to take the job and miss your concerts or, so. But it hasn't been real fun, I'll tell you, just even the looking part of it. I haven't looked for one in 15, 20 years or something, I guess. I guess I did occasionally look while I was there too over the years, so that's not true, but just totally felt like, whoa, how do I even do this now? It just seems like the whole, whatever. I don't want to turn. Oh, yeah, I got a kitty around here. She's outside sleeping on the porch now. Tabby. She is needy, though. Just like, right now we're lucky she's sleeping out on the porch, but man, not very often does she do that. Never seen a cat that's up this much. Sleeps maybe, 11 o'clock till 2 a.m. She sleeps then pretty consistently. You can count on that. Then maybe, I don't know, sometime around 10 a.m. till about 2 p.m., I guess. But then that's about it, man. It seems like the rest of the day she's just ready to rock. Maybe because here recently we've both just been home all the time. She doesn't have her like downtime. Could be it. Yeah. And I'm gonna go going to get my hair cut Tuesday. If you guys have been a fan of the channel for a long time, that's how I used to just grow it out real long and then cut it all off. Grow it out, cut it all off. But this time it's been a long time. I haven't got a cut since 2019. Whoa. Oh, bummer, dude. Well, I don't know. Think he would at least been like, hey, what's up? Come over and said hi or something. Pretty much going all the way. I'm not going to shave it or anything, but pretty short. We do kind of own Penn State. I know, it's nice. It seems like that 2016 win by them was just such a big deal for them. It feels like it was more than just win, but no, man, just that one win for Franklin. Ryan Day still undefeated against them. I know, I considered that, just doing a bowl cut here on the channel. Somebody already did that, though. It's quite epic. The Hollywood bowl cut. All right, so we're approaching 20 minutes. That's not bad to ease on into this in case some people want to watch it after the fact. If you did watch it after the fact and you made it the 18 minutes, this is just episode 1. Hopefully we'll continue with this, and they could get longer, somewhere around, 30 minutes to an hour. Sometimes if it's going really good, we're having a good time. Probably won't be drinking any fat tires, though. That was the other thing. There was some beer drinking going on. Oh, look at Spud showing up right at the very end. Spud, this started out to be more of like an Ohio State recap. I was saying how mostly they will be late night, but I just didn't feel like waiting until 10, 11 o'clock tonight to do the Buckeyes game, which started this whole sucker off. But mostly this will be the deal, Hopefully it'll go just like last time. Start out slow, and then they build. Somewhere in the middle, I get real drunk and look like Bjork. Boom, we're out of here. I saw the thing the other day. This guy had a little pet pig, and the pig's name was Pjork. Boom. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're watching after the fact, appreciate it. Spud, I don't know. It's not like a must go back and watch, but we were looking for you. Boom, we're out of here.